Okay, so hi everyone. Good afternoon po. For general mathematics, we are on week 16 to 17 and our topic would be logic. So in this session, we'll be able to discuss what is logic and ano yung mga terms na pwede nating i-connect to logic such as proposition, statement, o kaya argument. Okay? So, this is not the typical logic na alam natin. Hindi siya yung um, nadidiscuss natin sa ibang subjects. Dito, para siyang, or pwede natin siyang i-relate sa research or sa statistics. Okay? Logic, ibig sabihin, gagamitin natin ang critical thinking or yung ating HOTS, the higher order thinking skills. Ayan. And matututo tayo ditong mag-reasoning. So, pag nagagawa na kayo ng research, ayan, hindi na lang basta-basta yung ilalagay natin. Hindi na lang basta personal opinion, hindi na lang basta kinuha or kinopy-paste lang from the internet, and so on. Okay? Pero dito, basic lang muna yung i-discuss natin. Okay, so these are the terms na pwede po nating i-relate to logic. So we'll be able to discuss propositions and the two different types of propositions, argument, truth table, statement, at ito nga yung two types, simple and compound. So madidistinguish natin alin yung mga propositions na simple, alin dun ang compound. Okay? Ayan. So, according to definition, it is the systematic study of the forms of arguments. It is used to prove or disprove arguments. So, basically, it shapes every choice of our daily lives. Kumbaga, doon tayo bumabase. Pag-iisip pa lang natin, ano yung kakainin natin today, ano yung uulamin natin, saan tayo pupunta, mag-aaral ba tayo or kukopya na lang. Yan. So, it involves logic. 'Di ba yung mga simple things na yan minsan or may mga tao na pinag-iisipan talaga nila ng mabuti para walang regrets or less yung ating regrets. So, it enables someone to learn and make decisions that affect their daily life. So, halimbawa, ito yung napili kong gawin, ano yung magiging epekto nun sa akin, or ano yung magiging consequences. Okay? So, it is somehow thought or an idea that influences us for an action that we do in our daily lives. Kumbaga, palagi nating ini-imagine ano yung pwedeng mangyari kapag ito yung pinili, ano yung mangyayari kapag itong isang option. Okay? So again, logic is the science of how to evaluate arguments and reasoning. Okay? Kung ano yung alam natin na literal na definition ng logic, ganun din. Pero dito, basic lang. So we'll be able to distinguish what is truth from falsehood and alin yung reasonable na beliefs or opinion sa mga unreasonable na beliefs or opinion. Okay? So, lahat naman tayo nakaka-encounter ng arguments, di ba? Yung mga nababasa natin from the book, from the newspaper, the magazine, the internet, the way na nakipag-usap tayo sa family, sa friends, sa classmate, or sa teachers, or kung paano tayo sumagot, magbigay ng opinion or paniniwala. Yan. So, argument yung tawag natin doon. And kapag pinag-aralan natin yung mga arguments na yon, logic po yung tawag doon. Critical thinking yung ginagawa natin doon. Okay? Kasi hindi naman tayo basta-basta sumasagot, di ba? For example, I am your teacher and you are my student. Pag tinanong kita ng certain question, sasagot ka ba agad-agad? Di ba hindi pa? Pinag-iisipan mo munang mabuti kung ano yung dapat mong isagot. Same pag nakikipag-usap tayo sa intimate family natin or halimbawa sa parents, kinakausap ka ng parents, Ayan, nahuli ka na nakikipag-date lang instead na pumasok sa school. So, di ba, pag tinanong ka niya, bago ka sumagot, iniisip mo muna. Kasi iisipin mo, parang titimbangin mo, ano yung mangyayari sa'yo kapag sinabi mo yung totoo? Anong mangyayari sa'yo kapag nagsinungaling ka? Right? So, dito, ginagamitan natin siya ng logic. Okay? Ayan, so ito yung argument. It is a series of statements typically used to persuade someone of something or to present reasons for accepting conclusion. So basically, ang gamit nitong argument natin is to persuade o kaya to convince them na ito yung paniniwala ko, ito yung opinion ko. So nakadepende na lang sila or sa kanila kung i-accept ba nila or hindi. Pero syempre, ang goal natin dyan ay paniwalaan nila. Okay, parang yung mga sa religion, yung mga nagkakaroon ng, ayan, mga sessions, ayan, di ba ang goal nila is mapasama ka sa kanilang religion or sa kanilang organization, right? So, ayan, so ang paniniwala nila, magkakaiba yung may mga cases na iba yung nasa ganitong Bible or sa ganitong book, sa Old or sa New Testament. Ayan. So doon, pipilitin niya or gagawin niya lahat ng way para lang makonvince ka na paniwalaan mo din yung paniniwala nila. Okay? So ikaw, mag-iisip ka, titimbangin mo, saan ka mas naniniwala? Dun sa kanilang paniniwala or dun sa nakasanayan mo? Or dun sa religion na nasa iyo mula nung ikaw ay pinanganak or bininyagan, right? So dito titimbangin mo. Kaya nga 'di ba yung iba nagko-convert into one religion, to one religion into another kasi nga nako-convince sila. Ganun kalakas yung argument nung nagpo-persuade sa kanila. Okay? Parang sa debate, 'di ba pag nagdi-debate tayo, arguments yung binabato natin. Right? So, yung argument na yon kailangan malaman, kailangan iisa yung stand para paniwalaan nung iba. Okay? Tulad nung debate nung election last year. Tama? So, nag-debate sila, president, vice president, and so on. So, yung mga tao, in-evaluate nila. Okay, yung ilan ha, not all. So, yung ilan, ini-evaluate nila, iniintindi nila ng mabuti, ano yung plataforma ni ganito, ano yung plataforma ni ganyan. Tapos, tinitimbang, alin yung kanilang paniniwalaan. And it requires critical thinking. Okay, na hindi lang ikaw yung affected, kundi lahat. Kasi 'di ba, let's say yan, si president, sino ba yung affected kapag ito yung naging president? Lahat ng citizens ng Philippines. Lalo na yung mga nasa baba. Yan, medyo mahihirap na tao. Kasi yung mayayaman hindi yan masyadong affected, right? Walang mangyayari sa kanila because they are independent. Pero tayo or karamihan sa atin na hindi ganun kayaman, nakadepende tayo sa government. Not all the times naman. Pero nakadepende tayo sa decision ng government on how they will work under the Philippine government na syempre yung mga citizens nila yung makikinabang. Dapat mga citizens. Okay? So yun yung tinatawag nating argument and the way we think sa pagbibigay po natin ng sagot, it requires logic. Okay? Statement, it is a meaningful declarative sentence. Self-explanatory naman to. We all know the 4 types of sentences, right? We have here declarative, usual statement lang that ends with a period. Imperative, ito yung nag-uutos. Interrogative, questions, and then exclamatory or exclamation sentence ay may strong emotion. Okay? So, dun sa 4 na types of sentences natin, declarative lang yung kailangan. Yun yung tinatawag nating statement. Kailangan saan? Para malaman natin kung ano yung proposition. Okay? So, halimbawa, ito may isang sentence tayo. Kapag nalaman mo na declarative yan, that's a proposition. And then, magde-decide ka na lang kung true or false, pero hindi pwedeng dalawa. It is a declarative sentence that is either true or false but not both. So, ibig sabihin, kapag evaluate na natin na itong sentence na to ay declarative, magde-decide ka kung ito ba ay true or ito ba ay false. Yung iba dyan, common sense naman. Okay? Yung iba naman po, kailangan mo talagang pag-isipan, pero hindi pwede na pareho. Hindi pwede na itong sentence na to ay 50% true, 50% false. Okay? We say that the truth value of a proposition is either true, that is denoted by T, or false, that is denoted by F. Yun yung gagawin natin later, the truth table. Doon natin ilalagay yung truth value ng mga propositions natin. Okay, so TF lang yung may encounter natin dito, so hindi naman siya ganun kahirap. Pwede natin to i-relate sa statistics or sa research natin. Ayan. So, here are some of the examples for the propositions. Number 1, we have here the proposition P. Mindanao is an island in the Philippines. So, obviously, this is a declarative sentence. Okay? Ibig sabihin, kapag declarative sentence, matic proposition po yan. So, we can write here, declarative. So, ito ay proposition. Okay, so dahil proposition ito, it's time to decide whether it is true or false. Ito naman, ano na diba, naturo naman sa atin na ang Mindanao ay isa sa mga island dito sa Philippines, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. So we can say that this is a true proposition. Another example, find a number which divides your age. Yan. So ito, from the term find, para siyang nag-uutos. Okay, so find a number, ibig sabihin nag-uutos. So hindi ito declarative. This is an imperative sentence. Kapag po imperative, interrogative, and exclamatory, automatic, not proposition. Kasi wala naman tayong stand dito, di ba? We cannot say na ito ay true, ito ay false, kasi nga nag-uutos ka. Tama? So, hindi natin masasabi na ito ay argument. Right? Kapag ba nag-debate kayo, nagbatuhan kayo ng argument, nagtanong ka, argument ba yon? Hindi po. Nagtanong ka lang, but that is not an argument. Hindi yun yung stand mo. Okay? Pag sinagot mo yung tanong na yon, yun yung tinatawag nating argument. Okay? Another example. Welcome to the Philippines. So, as you can see, meron tayo ditong exclamatory point. It conveys a strong emotion. Ibig sabihin, this is an exclamatory sentence. So, kapag exclamatory, automatic, not proposition. Okay, yun lang. Ganun lang kadali. Tingnan mo lang kung declarative, automatic, proposition. Tsaka ka magde-decide whether it is true or false. Okay? Another example, 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. As you can see, this is a mathematical sentence. Actually, this is a true mathematical sentence. We all know that if we add 3 and 2, the answer is 5. Okay? But, ang tanong, declarative sentence po ba ito? Yes. Okay? To see if this is declarative sentence, you may read it as the sum of 3 and 2 is 5. Or the sum of 3 and 2 is equal to 5. Which is clearly a declarative sentence. Right? So kapag kinonvert natin siya into declarative, ibig sabihin, this is a true proposition. True proposition kasi po, alam natin na 3 at 2 ay equal sa 5. Okay? So, wag kayong masyadong malilito dito. Kahit na mathematical sentence yung ma-encounter nyo, kung pwede naman natin siyang i-convert into declarative, ayan. So, try nyo po. Kasi proposition pa rin yun. Okay? And for the last one, do you like Messi? So, meron tayo ditong question mark. Ibig sabihin, this is an interrogative sentence, not a proposition. Okay? So, uulitin ko, kapag declarative, automatic proposition. So, magde-decide ka na lang, true ba ito or false. Hindi pwedeng pareho. Okay? Hindi pwedeng 50% true, 50% false. Kapag imperative, exclamatory, o kaya interrogative, automatic, not proposition. Kapag not proposition, hindi ka na magde-decide kung true, false. Kasi wala siya doon. Hindi siya true, hindi siya false. Okay? So, that's for the sample propositions. Yan. So, I have here additional examples. Jose Rizal is our national hero. This is a declarative sentence. Therefore, it is a proposition. And we all know that in the Philippines, ayan, Jose Rizal talaga yung national hero natin. So, this is a true proposition. Another one, mabuhay. So, meron tayo ditong exclamatory point. Tama? Not a proposition. Then, who is your other half? This is an interrogative sentence kasi, ayan, question, may question mark tayo. So, this is not a proposition din po. Our logic teacher is either pretty or handsome. So, this is a declarative sentence. It states an argument. Ibig sabihin, this is a proposition. Yun nga lang dito, depende yan sa inyong teacher. So, dahil ako po ay babae, pwede nyo sabihin, our logic teacher is pretty. Okay, so I mean, alam nyo naman, di ba, na babae yung teacher nyo sa logic. So, ibig sabihin, this is a true proposition. Okay? Another example we have here, I love you. I love you, alam natin kung ano yung idea nito. So, ibig sabihin, this is also a declarative sentence. Akala kasi nung iba, kapag I miss you, I like you, I love you, hindi siya sentence. Sentence pa rin yun because it convey one meaning, right? It is a statement that conveys one meaning or one idea. Tama? So, ibig sabihin, ito ay proposition and this is true. Pero ito, case-to-case basis. Halimbawa, ako, sinabihan ko si Mark ng I love you. Pwede siyang maniwala kasi meron kaming relationship. Student-teacher relationship. Okay, so ibig sabihin, mahal ko siya dahil estudyante ko siya, mahal niya ako dahil teacher niya ako. Right? And it is normal for us. Tama, kasi nga, teacher-student relationship tayo. So that's normal. Pero kapag may nakasalubong akong stranger, sinabihan ko siya ng I love you, nakasalubong lang, as in hindi kami magkakilala, sinabihan ko siya ng I love you, that is a false proposition. False proposition kasi hindi ko naman siya mahal or hindi naman niya ako mahal. Yan, ba't kami magsasabihan ng I love you? Okay? The fact na hindi kami magkakilala, ibig sabihin, hindi yun totoo. Pero, proposition po yun. Okay? So, ayan, additional examples for proposition. Ayan, next, ito yung dalawang types natin, simple and compound. So, for simple, it is a statement which only states one meaning. It cannot be broken down any further into other component propositions. So, basically, ayan, kapag iisa lang yung idea na pinoportray dun sa ating statement or argument, that is simple. And it cannot be broken down into propositions. Kumbaga, iisang proposition lang yung involved. That is simple. Kapag compound naman, it composes of two or more propositions. It is a proposition formed from simple propositions using logical operators. So, ibig sabihin, pwede tayong magkaroon ng dalawa pataas na propositions gamit itong mga operators na to. So, what are those operators? We have here not P. When we see not P, it is the opposite. Okay, that is the negation. Di ba when we say opposite, kabaliktaran. So, halimbawa, ang P natin or ang proposition natin, I am pretty. So, pag sinabi nating not P, I am not pretty. Okay, so ito yung symbol na ginagamit natin for not. Para talaga siyang negative sign. Kasi ang tawag dito, negation. So, para talaga siyang negative sign, pero pa-curve, not P po yun. Okay, so hindi kayo malilito for not P kasi palagi lang siyang opposite. Another one, we have here P and Q. So, we'll be using the term and. This is one operator po na ginagamit natin. Common operator na ginagamit natin. Ang symbol naman dito ay, ayan, inverted V. So let's say, meron tayong propositions P and Q. I am pretty and kind. So yung unang proposition natin, I am pretty. Yun yung P. Second proposition natin, I am kind. Ibig sabihin, pareho yung dalawang yun, yung karakteristik ko. Okay? Pretty and kind. So, i-combine natin yung dalawa. Doon natin ginagamit yung and. Okay? Pangatlo, we have here P or Q. When we see or, namimili lang tayo. Tama? Pag and kasi, pareho. Kapag or naman po, mamimili lang ng isa. Katulad ng example natin kanina, our logic teacher is either pretty or handsome. So dahil alam mo na ang teacher mo ay babae, pwede mong sabihin pretty. Diba? Hindi ko naman pwedeng sabihin na babae ako, I am handsome. Right? So, self-explanatory na yan, especially when it comes to English. Okay? So, ang ginagamit naman natin dito is yung B. Ito po, V. Tandaan nyo itong dalawa ha. Kapag and, pareho, ito yung symbol, inverted V. Kapag or naman po, pipili ka lang ng isa, that's B. Yan. Next naman po is if P then Q. So, for this one, ano po yan? Meron tayo ditong condition na kino-consider. So, itong mga conditions na to, tinitest natin yan through experiment or survey or interview or kung ano man yung instrument na gagamitin nyo. Okay? So, ginagamit nating symbol is an arrow. At ang basa po natin dito implies. P implies Q. Pwede rin po if P, then Q. Okay, so yung P and Q natin parehong propositions. Pero yung P, yun yung tinatawag nating hypothesis. Yung Q, yun yung ating conclusion. Okay, kumbaga, yung hypothesis kasi that's a guess. Tentative guess. Ibig sabihin, educated guess pa rin naman. May pinagbabasehan pa rin naman tayo. Pero hindi siya 100% true, hindi rin 100% false. Diba? The reason kaya tayo nag-experiment, kaya tayo nagsusurvey, is para matest kung ito bang mga hypothesis na nilagay natin ay tama or mali. So that's the essence of experimentation. Kaya dito, once na nakapag-experiment na kayo, doon na kayo magde-decide kung dapat bang i-accept nyo yung hypothesis or yung conclusion. Okay? Lalo na kapag magkaiba po yung result. Iba yung hypothesis, iba yung conclusion. So, doon kayo magde-decide. Okay? And for the last one, we have here P, if and only if Q. Okay, ito naman IFF. Usually ginagamit po yan for proving. Ginagamit nating symbol dito is an arrow with two arrowheads. Ayan. So, para lang din siyang if P din Q, meron din tayong kino-consider dito na conditions, pero we can evaluate it backwards. Yun yung kaibahan dito sa P, if, and only if Q. Okay, yun yung kaibahan niyan dun sa ating, what do you call this? If P, then Q. Or P implies Q. Okay? Ayan. So, for this topic, truth table po yung magiging focus na natin. It shows all possible truth values. So, dito tayo magde-decide if a certain proposition is true or false. At ginagamit po natin yung 2 raised to n para malaman kung ilan yung gagawa natin ng truth values dun sa ating table. Okay? So, yung n, ito yung nagdi-determine kung ilan yung ating propositions. Yung 2 raised to n naman, yun po yung magdi-determine kung ilan yung gagamitin natin na rows or ilan yung kailangan nating hanapin. Okay? Kasi dito, hindi kayo manghuhula ng ilalagay. Lahat po yan, hinahati-hati natin, ayan, equally. That's why gumagamit tayo ng 2 raised to n. Okay? So, truth table natin, let's say ang ating proposition ay P lang. P lang, as in, iisa lang yung proposition. So, if you're going to compute 2 raised to 1, diba 2 raised to n, if yung n natin is the number of propositions na nag-iisa lang, which is yung P, 2 raised to 1 is equal to 2. Paano po namin malalaman kung ano yung ilalagay dito? I-divide nyo lang po by 2. Okay? Pero actually, kapag nag-iisa lang yung proposition, alternate lang yan. Tig-isa lang po. Kasi 2 divided by 2 is 1, di ba? So, isang true, isang false. Palagi pong nauuna yung true kesa dun sa false. Okay? Paano naman po kapag dalawa na yung proposition? So, 2 raised to 2, that is equal to 4. Para malaman kung ano yung ilalagay dito, i-divide lang ulit by 2. 4 divided by 2, that is 2. So, ibig sabihin, dalawang true, dalawang false. Okay, ganun po yung magiging hatian natin. Lagi nating hinahati into half. Malinaw? Then, dito naman sa second proposition natin na Q, i-divide ulit natin by 2, that is equal to 1. So, kapag 1 na po yung lumabas dito, yun yung alternate. True, false, and so on. Okay? Kapag tatlo ang ating propositions, PQR, 2 raised to 3 po is equal to 8. Right? So, ibig sabihin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Tapos, dahil tatlo yung ating propositions, tatlong columns, 1, 2, 3. So, yun yung purpose talaga ng 2 raised to n. Para malaman nyo po yung hatian, divide lang ulit by 2. 8 divided by 2, that is 4. So, meron tayo ditong 4 na true, 4 na false. Sa Q naman po, i-divide lang ulit by 2. That is equal to 2. Okay, so dalawang true, dalawang false, dalawang true, dalawang false. And then lastly, divide ulit by 2. That is equal to 1. Pag 1 na, alternate. True, false, true, false, true, false, true, false. Okay, so that is how we write the T and F dun sa ating truth table. TF lang yung gagamitin natin. T is for true, F is for false. Yun yung ating truth values. Okay? So, ito po yung 5 na operators or connectors natin kanina at gagamitin po natin yan para ma-evaluate or magamit natin yung logic to a certain proposition. Okay? So, if we have here negation, nabanggit ko kanina, na kapag negation, opposite lang po yung ating gagamitin. At ang symbol natin dyan, itong not P. Not P. When P is true, its negation is not P. That is equal to false and vice versa. Okay? So, basically, it is common mistake to assume that the proposition not P is automatically false just because it involves a negation. However, pag not P kasi, it can be true kapag yung original P natin ay false. Katulad ng nakikita nyo dito sa table. Ito, P, ibig sabihin, this is not P. Ang not P po natin ay F, kasi nga opposite, di ba? So, ibig sabihin, wala tayong problem dito. Pero, wag nyo isi-set sa mind nyo na kapag sinabing negation, automatic false. Katulad nito, paano kung ang P natin ay false? So, ang magiging negation niya ay true. Okay, parang i-negate natin yung negative. So, negative times negative, that is positive. Kaya siya nagiging true. Okay? Kaya, please take note on that kasi yan yung common mistake talaga natin. Okay, pero tandaan din po na hindi porket negation ng P ay opposite na agad, complete opposite na agad siya ng P. For example, the negation of the statement, everyone in Visayas speaks Cebuano. Diba? It states that there are Visayas who do not speak Cebuano. Right? So, the negation does not say that all Visayans do not speak Cebuano. Tama? Nagets po yung logic natin doon. So, ibig sabihin, Ayan, kapag ninegate natin yung statement na yon, hindi lahat ay hindi nagsasalita ng Cebuano or hindi yun yung language na ginagamit. Right? So, that is what we call negation. Pero kung gagamit lang naman tayo nung ano lang, simple propositions lang, we can say na opposite. Ayan. And then, pangalawa po ay conjunction. Doon po natin ginagamit yung and. Di ba yung symbol na to is for and? P and Q. The conjunction is true only when both conjuncts are true. So sabi dyan, ito po yung conjuncts natin ha. This is proposition P and this is proposition Q. So dahil dalawa po yung propositions natin, 2 raised to n is equal to 4. Ayan, ibig sabihin, 4 yung rows natin dyan. Nasundan po. Yung magiging hatian naman, divide lang ulit by 2. Dalawang true, dalawang false, and then alternate. So para mahanap po natin yung P and Q, the conjunction is true only when both conjuncts or propositions are true. So nagiging true lang daw kapag parehong true. Dito sa atin, ang parehong true lang ito. So ibig sabihin, P and Q is true. Ibig sabihin, ito pong tatlong natitira, puro false na yan. Automatic false na yan. Okay, so again, for conjunction, nagiging true lang kapag parehong true. Otherwise, false. Okay? Second, yung opposite naman niya, tinatawag nating disjunction. This is the proposition 1 or disjunct 1. This is the proposition 2. Ang hinahanap natin dito is yung or. P or Q. Okay? The disjunction is false only when both disjuncts are false. So sabi dyan, magiging false lang yung ating disjunction kapag parehong false. So kung nakikita nyo, ito lang po yung may parehong false. Ibig sabihin, dyan lang tayo magkakaroon ng false. Otherwise, true yung magiging sagot natin. Nasundan? So opposite lang yung dalawa. Conjunction and disjunction. Ulitin ko, conjunction, nagiging true lang kapag parehong true, otherwise false. Disjunction naman, nagiging false lang kapag parehong false, otherwise true. Okay? And then next naman po is conditional. Ito yung may implies. Dito po natin ginagamit yung if, P, then Q. If and then. Ayan, if P, then Q. Yung P, ito po yung ating hypothesis. Yung Q, ito yung ating conclusion. Pero take note ha, na hindi po laging Q ang conclusion. Depende po yan sa ating variable. Halimbawa, given kayo ng dalawa, isang A, isang B. So, yung A, yun yung ating hypothesis. Yun yung ating kiniklaim na tama. Yung B, yun yung ating conclusion. Okay? So, wag kayong masanay na Q palagi ang conclusion. Depende po yun sa given or the used variable po. Okay? So, the proposition P is called hypothesis while Q is the conclusion. Okay? So, ayan, meron tayong P, true, true, false, false. Ang Q natin, alternate, true, false, true, false. Ang basa natin dito, P implies Q. Ang palatandaan naman natin sa conditional, kapag pareho, automatic true. Kahit pa yan ay mapa true or mapa false, basta pareho, automatic true. As you can see, ito pareho. Pareho silang true, so true yung sagot natin. Ito din po, pareho silang false, false din yung sagot natin. True din yung sagot natin. Okay? So, uulitin ko po, pagdating sa conditional, basta same ang dalawang propositions, automatic true. Kahit pa yan ay parehong true or parehong false, automatic true yung ating sagot. Paano naman po kapag magkaiba? Sa conditional, kapag magkaiba, dito tayo nagbabase sa ating conclusion. Yung P, yung hypothesis, yung Q, yung ating conclusion. So, dito lang tayo magbabase sa conclusion. Katulad nito, magkaiba sila, isang true, isang false. So, dahil magkaiba, automatic, ito yung gagamitin natin, which is yung F. Same with this one, F, T, magkaiba din. So, sa conclusion tayo magbabase, that is true. Nasundan? So, ulitin ko po, for conditional, kapag pareho, automatic true. Kapag magkaiba, sa conclusion tayo magbabase ng sagot. Okay? And lastly, for biconditional, P if and only if Q, pwede kayong gumamit nitong dalawang arrow with two arrowheads at saka IFF. If and only if. Ayan, pwede nyo siyang gamitin. The truth value is true when P and Q are the same. Okay? So the propositions P and Q are the components of the biconditional. Para lang siyang conditional na na-discuss natin kanina. Ang kaibahan lang dito, pag magkaiba sila, automatic false yon. Pag magkapareho, true pa din po. Katulad niyan, parehong true, so the answer is true. Parehong false, so the answer is true. Kapag magkaiba, imbis na sa conclusion tayo tumingin, automatic false na po yun. Okay? So again, balik tayo sa conditional. Sa conditional, kapag parehong true at parehong false, automatic true. Kapag magkaiba, dito tayo sa conclusion nagbabase. Okay, kasi 'di ba after the experimentation or survey, tingnan natin yung conclusion. Doon tayo magbabase. Tama? Kapag biconditional naman po, if and only if, kapag same sila, parehong true, parehong false, that is true. Pero kapag magkaiba, automatic false yung ating sagot. So katulad nito, magkaiba, TF, FT, automatic, false na po yun. Hindi mo na kailangan magbase sa Q or sa conclusion. Automatic false na yung ating sagot kasi we can evaluate it backwards nga po. Okay? So that's all for weeks 16 to 17. We'll continue the discussion for week 18 and we'll be creating the truth table gamit yung mga logical operators and connectors na na-discuss natin sa week 16 and 17.